Well, the Pentagon announced more nations are sending security assistance to Ukraine in a growing effort to counter Russian attacks. And this comes as both Sweden and Finland formally request to join NATO, further angering Russian President Vladimir Putin. So for more analysis on this, we want to bring in Karin Olofsdotter. She is the Swedish ambassador to the United States. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. You know, it is almost sort of a national symbol. When you think of Sweden, you think of its hundreds of years of military neutrality. How significant is this decision to request joining NATO?
Well, thank you for having me and good morning. No, this is really historic. As you rightly pointed out, we have been militarily non-aligned and neutral basically since 1814. Before that, we had been in every war you could possibly conceive of. But so that has been our policy. It kept us out of the First World War. It kept us out of the Second World War. And then during Cold War, we were also neutral. And we tried to do a balancing act between NATO and the Warsaw Pact, of course, being much closer to our Western friends. But it meant us having a very strong military, a very strong defense industry. We're one of the strongest defense industries in the world, actually. We're building our own fighter jets and submarines and what have you. But then we thought there was a bright new day. The Soviet Union fell, Russia became democratic and free. And then we have seen changes. And the attack on Ukraine on the 24th of February was a watershed for that. We had seen things building up with, the attack on Georgia, 2008, Crimea, 2014. We ramped up our defense spending even more during that time. But this was really something. When a neighboring country of ours attacked a sovereign, free, democratic state, that changed everything for us.
And, it's not just that. Over the years, Vladimir Putin has sort of issued sometimes veiled, sometimes not so veiled threats should both Sweden or Finland pursue NATO membership. How much of that, in addition to the invasion of Ukraine, helped to move the needle domestically in Sweden in terms of how people felt about joining NATO?
Well, it's all about location. We have always been close to Russia, of course. And as I said, over the years, over history, we had fought them several times, but not for a long time now. But then I believe we have seen the threat level go up. And that's why, of course, we have ramped up our own defense, as I said. And things changed with the attack on Georgia and then Crimea. But we didn't really perceive that it would be such an attack as we have seen now. And yes, we see the atrocious film there from Ukraine. And that really changed it for Swedish people when we saw what could actually be done. So yes, there have been threats if we should join NATO. The Russians have known for years how close we have been to NATO, how close we have been to the United States and Finland and other members of NATO and the EU in our region, and having had defense cooperation with them. But that has, of course, not included security guarantees. And that was what we were seeking now. So we're seeking to join an alliance where we, of course, give security guarantees to others, but we receive it as well. Mm-hmm. And that's what we felt has been necessary to get.
Should both Sweden and Finland be approved, it'll be two more Nordic nations in NATO. You talked about just the investment in military that you've already, that has been ongoing for Sweden. I wonder, have you also thought about the influence now that Nordic nations could have within NATO when you have two more members?
Yes, of course. If you look at the map, if you look at the map of the Nordic region, and if you're another NATO member, before we decided to join, you would realize that there were two pieces of the jigsaw puzzle that were missing. So with Finland and Sweden entering NATO, you would get operational planning and a strategic depth of NATO that you didn't have before. So of course, we increase the security of the North, and that increases the security of the whole alliance. Because we bring, both of us, powerful military capabilities. We are, going up to spending 2%. As I said, we have a powerful Air Force. We have a powerful Navy. We are well trained with the Americans and with NATO forces, fully interoperable. And we've been partners for so long. So, once we are accepted, which I hope we will be soon, our accession talks will go quite swiftly because we are already basically fully interoperable. So it's almost like, turning on a switch. So we bring security to the whole alliance by joining NATO.
Ambassador Olofsdotter, thank you very much.
Thank you.